believe in President Trump because his message resonates with all Americans, regardless of their race, income, or state of origin. He offers a message of hope and optimism for the future, aiming to prioritize legal citizens over illegal immigrants. This is why over 25,000 people gathered in the deep blue Bronx tonight. Presidential candidate Donald Trump visited the South Bronx today to address some supporters, though there was a noticeable amount of empty space in the park. Describing this as a fair amount of empty space might be the most respectful yet incisive critique of a Trump rally. He has been in office for 4 years already. What has he done for us? Absolutely nothing. I was born and raised here. And Trump's visit yesterday sparked debate about the crowd size, giving us another glimpse into the colossal media failure that fuels Trump's misinformation. The media exaggerated, describing an enormous rally, sparking creative trolling online as people shared images of massive crowds from other events, pretending they were from Trump's rally in the Bronx. John from Newsmax, adorned in a stylish Trump jacket, was present to support President Trump. He described the crowd as incredible, estimating 25,000 to 30,000 people trying to get inside. However, despite what Fox News reported, ABC Local News sent a camera crew and portrayed a different story. Trump, ever combative, addressed the crowd, claiming that the Black and Hispanic populations are losing their jobs and housing. Trump, a billionaire, does not fit the demographic of the South Bronx, and politically, he should not be optimistic. If a poll were conducted about who is more popular, Donald Trump or Lead Paint, I suspect Lead Paint would win in the Bronx. Yet, the crowd was significant, with many red hats and out-of-state cars, including from Tennessee, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Texas. Some supporters, like a young man from Queens, were visiting the Bronx for the first time. He praised Trump, saying he cares for all Americans and the country, claiming the nation was in great shape under Trump and is now in terrible condition. Although there were a few tense moments as the opposing sides shared space in the park, most interactions were tolerant if dismissive. "I'm not surprised that ignorance is here," said one person. "I choose not to be ignorant because I read books," emphasizing the importance of being informed, as stressed in previous discussions. It is all trivial entertainment when it comes to President Trump's incessant need to exaggerate his crowd sizes to boost his ever-diminishing ego. I believe we are leading in New Jersey. We had a rally with over 100,000 people this weekend. Many mainstream media outlets did not report the actual numbers, and in fact, I don't think any did. I hear the crowd was not shown by the mainstream media, which is what they tell me. Furthermore, there were approximately 100,000 people at this rally on Saturday, not just from New Jersey but also from Pennsylvania, Trump claimed. However, eyewitnesses and reports indicate that the actual number was closer to 30,000. Trump's presidency began in 2016 with false claims about his inauguration crowd size. And although these assertions may seem laughable, they should not be dismissed as normal. Moreover, we must not propagate these falsehoods for him. And this includes not only Fox News and Newsmax, but also some prominent hosts on CNN who echoed the claim of an enormous turnout. The crowd size and response were significant, though not as large as Trump suggested. The Trump campaign stated they would target local community members for the rally, but the attendees often travel long distances to see him and are not necessarily from the local area. Despite having a permit for around 2,500 people, aerial images show that the crowd barely reached this number. Team Trump's exaggerated estimates comically contradict on-the-ground reports and even the NYPD, which reported that only 3,400 tickets were booked, with one officer quoted saying, "That's it." Why do we continue to play into this narrative? Complacency is not an excuse. The initial lies about crowd sizes have led to more significant issues. We must accurately cover this man's persistent need to spread falsehoods and disinformation every time he speaks publicly. Look at Stephanie Ruhl's latest segment on supporters outside the court or George Stephanopoulos' coverage showing an abundance of police presence, indicating a high level of control. Contrary to claims of no civilians within 3 blocks of the courthouse, footage shows people milling about, eating lunch, and waiting in orderly lines to enter the courthouse. There is also a wide-open park where protesters and counter-protesters can express their views, yet only a handful of people were present. Furthermore, former officials such as his Secretary of State, Defense Secretary James Mattis, Chief of Staff John Kelly, and National Security Advisor have given the most damning assessments of Trump's competence and character. Such harsh judgments from high-ranking officials would be unthinkable for any other president of the United States at any other time, highlighting a chilling reality. The most critical aspect for individuals to grasp about this election is its extraordinary nature. We have never encountered a former president and presidential candidate who was impeached and subsequently indicted for attempting to overturn an election. Throughout our history, there has never been a former president and presidential candidate who persistently lies about an election he lost. Additionally, we have never had a former president and presidential candidate who refuses to commit to accepting the results of the next election if he loses. Instead of amplifying the voices of those who propagate these falsehoods, let us listen to the genuine residents of the Bronx and their opinions about Trump. We are here to affirm the values cherished by the people of the Bronx: diversity, inclusion, democracy, a woman's right to choose, and civil rights. Everything that Donald Trump opposes is what we stand to defend, said a local resident. Trump seems to believe he can win New York and has attempted to present himself as a better president for Black and Latino voters than President Biden. What is your perspective on Trump's efforts to court voters in a predominantly Democratic district like yours? Donald Trump is a malignant narcissist with delusions of grandeur. He is deluded enough to believe that he is the only Republican who stands a chance in the Bronx. As you know, Donald Trump once claimed he was the best president for Black Americans, even better than Abraham Lincoln. Anyone who ranks himself above Abraham Lincoln is too dangerously delusional to occupy the White House. The people of the Bronx will deliver a rude awakening to Donald Trump come November. You're fired. Trump is the type of man who, upon seeing someone faint at his rally, would pick up a water bottle and drink it himself. I mean, what did you think he was going to do? Take your time. Duck, we have time. Some people waited here for 2 days. It's tough. Thank you. Plenty of time. That's good water. Is she all right? Subscribe if you want to be informed up to the last minute about politics in America. This is American Voice. See you in the next video.